By now, you've probably heard about BattleTech stalwart Blaine Pardoe's firing from writing for that universe by current license owner Catalyst Game Labs. The firing was a prime example of cancel culture, as expertly documented by the author himself in an article for AmericanGreatness.com, link in description. Before we get into that, let's take a look at Mr. Pardoe's impressive resume. Speaker at the U.S. National Archives, the U.S. Navy Museum, and the New York Military Affairs Symposium. He was also awarded the Silver Medal of the Military Writers Society of America. Keep in mind that that is all for work in real-life affairs. His fictional bibliography is no less impressive, writing for FASA, including the fun Star Trek game I have promoted before. He also designed an RPG combat game called Domination, about a human resistance to an alien invasion. But of course, he is most famous for his contributions to the BattleTech universe, dating back to the mid-80s with sourcebooks and into the 90s and beyond, with stories including novels. In the aforementioned article, Mr. Pardoe revealed that 18 months ago, some seemingly delusional fans reported to the publisher that his books featured something called hidden Confederate messages. Okay? So Catalyst initially backed him up, in a sense. Oddly and unbelievably, they gave one of the weirdos a slot for a short story. Catalyst had been informed by Mr. Pardoe that the delusional fan-turned-short story writer had been stalking him and that, per law enforcement, was a man posing as a lesbian nurse. Then Mr. Pardoe's new novel, Blue Dawn, about a liberal insurrection and takeover was announced, and the lesbian nurse poser would issue death threats in no uncertain terms. Consequently, protective orders were put in place. History showed the man to have been convicted of terroristic threats in the past. Over the next year, Mr. Pardoe would use his real-life experience with the convicted criminal to highlight the dangers of extremist beliefs by social justice warriors. Then, just this past February, his latest and possibly last BattleTech novel came out. The woke mob went on the attack again, and Fanatics, owner of Topps, who in turn is the licensor to Catalyst, told the latter to make the problem go away. So they fired him from writing for BattleTech after 37 years. Notes from the conversation can be seen here. The spineless announcement on Facebook cited online activities which do not align with Catalyst publishing vision as the reason for the firing. Please note we use fire in a general sense here. Next, they said, this has nothing to do with Mr. Pardoe's quality of work or ongoing sales or, as reported elsewhere, his personal feuds with other fans. If his online activities do not align with Catalyst publishing vision, and that vision is ostensibly to make profitable publications, and the separation had nothing to do with ongoing sales or his defending himself from a convicted threatener, not another fan, then we must conclude that the online activities referred to are, extremist political beliefs. Beliefs so extreme, such as not believing in removing statues and rightly pointing out that removing a Robert E. Lee statue could lead to events like removal of Abraham Lincoln statues and being right. But don't let that stop internet randos from showing up in my comments with zero substance or any examples of Mr. Pardoe's supposed seditious behavior. To add insult to injury, a member of the CGL team forwarded Mr. Pardoe an email directly insulting his new book without even reading it. Even though the linguini spine limp dicks at CGL couldn't grow a pair and stand up to the mob, we have to give kudos to Blaine Pardoe for doing so. As he said, he is not a victim, which is a sentiment we here can definitely support. Never a victim. As we've been saying for over a year, stop giving your money to people who hate you. This includes CGL, Topps, and Fanatics. Do give your money to creators like Blaine Pardoe.